Hello everyone, this is GF and welcome to a new Lacqua tutorial. Today we take a look at how to upgrade the VX1 from your Nazaré, Lonestar or JAWS for the Hoyt puck remote. Before we start, let's just take a moment to list the part and tool required. On the tool side, we need a 4mm X key or screwdriver, a precision knife, some thread locking compound, an Android device or a computer running Windows. In the kit, the part include a Hoyt puck remote, a receiver, a USB cable, a PPM extension cable, a 3D printed cover, and a piece of e-shrink. For the newest series of board, we won't need the e-shrink, and you can go on and already put the cover on the receiver. As usual, the first step is to open the enclosure. This step will be required to use the 4mm X key and remove all the screws holding the enclosure. Once all the screws are out, you can lift the enclosure up to 90 degrees and flip it 180 degrees and put it on its back. Also, I do recommend to lift the back of the board, allowing the wheels and motor to spin freely. We have now access to all the electronics. Using a precision knife, we can remove the hot glue and double-sided tape that are supporting the old receiver on the side of the enclosure. Once the receiver is free, we can disconnect the cable that are linking it to the Unity. If you're having issue unplugging those cables, you can use a precision knife to cut parts of the hot glue to help you release the connector. After removing the old module, it is time to put the new receiver in place. First cable we will plug in is the PPM extension cable, which will plug in the PPM connector of the Unity. Then we can connect the new receiver while following the same order of each individual cable. We can remove the protective pellicle on the double-sided tape and install the receiver back where the old one was. If you have some hot glue in hand, I would suggest to put a line of hot glue between the receiver and the side of the enclosure. While the board isn't powered, we can bind the remote to the receiver. We need to hold down the three following buttons, R, power, and M, for around 2 or 3 seconds. All the lights should start flashing green, letting us know that the remote is ready for pairing. After, we can just normally power up the board and the remote and receiver should bind automatically. We are now ready to calibrate the remote. Using the Inertian Unity app available in the Play Store, we will be able to connect our Android device to the motor controller. Once the app is installed, we can open it. First, we need to click on Scan Bluetooth. Then we should see in the Connection tab, Unity BLI. We can now click on Connect Bluetooth. You should see in the bottom of the screen turn green and confirming the connection. If nothing is happening, make sure that you can see the Unity BLI. We can now go on the tab Config in the top menu, then Remote Config. Just before clicking Calibrate, make sure that the wheel and motor can spin freely. Now we can click on Calibrate and follow the instruction, which will tell you to push the throttle forward and backward to determine the min, max, and neutral position. Then click Apply and settings should update themselves. As last step, we will just double check our work and test if the remote is working properly. We just need to shut down the remote and the board, then power them up again and check if the remote is working properly with the board. If so, we are now ready to close the enclosure. As a last tip, once you're closing the enclosure, don't forget to put thread locking compound on your screw. For the rest, enjoy your ride and be safe.